I built this Gothic Cathedral base in ARK Survival Ascended using some of the Lost Colony structure cosmetics as well as just plain old vanilla structures with a bit of paint to get a really cool Gothic looking cathedral. And as you can see, this is a rather big base. It gets very close to the official limit but should just be under it. So once I get done with the tutorial, you should be able to build this yourselves no matter where you play. So it's mostly, of course, using just normal structures. As you can see, there's a lot of just stone walls, but I painted that with the gunmetal color to get a lot closer to a color that matches with some of the Lost Colony structures. I used a lot of the behemoth gates as giant pillars for the main structure of the cathedral, as well as the normal dino gates because they have some nice arches to it. And then all the windows is just normal greenhouse glass painted with a little bit of red to get a little bit of that stained red glass feeling in this build, which really ties it all together. It really matches very well with these two colors with the existing Lost Colony structures and makes for a really awesome looking base with a massive amount of space on the inside. As you might expect, there's a big main hall, big enough to do some proper breeding projects inside, as well as many layers upstairs for even more of your tames, storage, crafting, whatever you want to do with this. This is a rather big base in the Gothic style. It can definitely serve you well into the end game of ARK. Hello there, survivors, and welcome back to another video in ARK Survival Ascended here on Lost Colony today. And as always, hopefully you will like this build, and if you do, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I really do appreciate all the support, and of course let me know down in the comments below if you'd like to see a full build tutorial on this one, but also feel free to leave your suggestions for future builds you'd like to see. So here we are on Lost Colony, taking a look at this Gothic Cathedral. I'm really happy with the way this one turned out. At first I was just kind of playing around with some of my favorite pieces from the Lost Colony structure skin, which are definitely the gates. So the behemoth gate that you can see here on the corner looks like a really cool pillar, and especially the spikes on the end are a really nice Gothic detail. Then you also have the normal gateway, which is another one of my favorite pieces for many of the same reason. It has the same kind of spikes. It also has the nice curve on top, which really allows you to build some really nice looking things. And as far as I'm aware, you should be able to do all this building on official 2. Hopefully I'm right in that, but yeah, you can get some really cool shapes with those pieces, and then I've tried to match the other normal vanilla pieces with that. So painting these greenhouse glasses to look a little bit more red, so it's kind of like a stained red window, and of course painting the stone walls into something a little bit darker so it fits the dark black vibes of the Lost Colony map and of the Lost Colony skins, and you can see that works pretty well. So when I originally started this build, I wasn't really planning on building a cathedral necessarily. I kind of just started playing around with some of these big pillars, the behemoth gates that I placed around, and then I made this little section with the dino gates, and then I was like, well, this could actually work for a really nice cathedral. So I added some of these spikes as well as these kind of supportive beams that are very fitting for this kind of style, and as you can see, it slowly but surely turned into something rather big, but it does look really cool. And this is definitely the styles of builds that I had expected to be doing here on Lost Colony when we knew it was going to be like Gothic vampire themed. And yeah, this is definitely I think the closest I've come so far to really getting this Lost Colony skin to work for me. But you can see I've mostly used it for the details and not as the main skin because it's a little bit too busy for my liking. But there is some really good pieces in here, like the gateways, like the roofs. The roofs are really nice, and the pillars are pretty good as well when used sparingly like this. I like them a lot. The railings are pretty nice, so there's definitely a lot of nice pieces, and I think with painting the stone you can get some really nice combinations going, as you can see. Again, I'm very happy with the way this turned out. I'm loving all these big red windows on the outside, matching with the red glow of the Lost Colony skin. And then, yeah, also just all the layers, the details that this base had. I had to limit myself a little bit towards the end of this build to make sure that I could try and fit it within the official limit. But you'll definitely have to keep an eye out on how many of the decoration options you use, and of course on how many structures you actually plan on having on the inside. Speaking of the inside, let's take a proper look around this base now. So yeah, we are right over here on Lost Colony. If you're wondering about the location, it is located right over here on the map. It's a beautiful little corner. It was part of my build location video as well. It has this beautiful lake with a little bit of that aberrant forest next to it, which is really cool if you want to get like soul winds in it, etc. But it's also right on the edge of the map. You have this bridge leading off outside of the map. It's a very nice looking place, bit more peaceful out here, and very close to one of the cave entrances too, so it's always useful to get some loot. But yeah, as you can see, definitely a big build, but I'm very happy with the way it turned out. So yeah, let's go inside. So one of the entrances here is a dino gate. This is kind of like the normal entrance to walk in and out of, as you can see by these stairs. Although of course you could have normal stairs, so you could also bring in some tames through this. But we also have these dino gates on the side. And as you can see, that is for your bigger tames, so you can easily get those in and out, like your Reapers, the Ossodons, stuff like that. So you can also get those in and out of your base. And this is just a really nice side because it has a little bit of the extra detail as a main entrance here. So yeah, let's hop in to the inside. I've got my Dracula cape on today. So inside here we'll find instantly some cryo fridges, so you can do a lot of your cryo storage over here. We've got all of the Lost Colony lights, and I actually painted the light source of that red too, so that it gives a little bit more of those creepy vampire glows in here. We have a medium teleporter, so that if you drop off gathering tames, you can actually teleport them up to your crafting hall quite easily. But you can also see we have a bunch of Ossodon in here. You can easily fit those here in the main hall, so if you want to do some breeding, this is the place to do it. You can see we can also fit in a Reaper. We have many of the things you might need for your breeding activities, and you can just see a very nice and big hall with tall structures, the nice pillars and gateways off to the side, which I really like as well. We have these kind of walkways off to the side here, where you can of course also park some of your tames. We've got a UT here, got some Gloons parked over there, little Veilwind chilling out, and when we have also gates off here to the side, so you can also use this as an entrance to take on some of your smaller tames easily in and out. And the same goes over here for this section. There's some more room with these nice windows where we have some of our bison parked up here. And then of course the main hall itself, like, it's very big, it's very tall, so any big creature is easily going to fit in here. On the other side here we have another one of these hallways, but this one goes all the way through, of course, because we don't have another entrance building here. So we have some of the Paleo Theries, the Evo Theries here, which are a lot taller, of course, but you can see they fit easily inside. We got some more over on that side, and just a bunch of space for your smaller to medium-sized tames that can easily fit in those hallways. And you can see that the bigger tames you want to have here in the middle, but definitely should offer you a decent amount of space. Lots of cool big arches here that look quite nice, and then of course you have those windows to hopefully let a little bit of light coming in. But we also have again more of those Lost Colony lights here on the walls to bring in a bit of those red glows to really capture that vibe of the Lost Colony well, map, I suppose, like the whole vibe that this map has to offer. But yeah, definitely gets a pretty nice and big room that you could use. I've decided to dedicate this to breeding mostly, of course, because that makes the most sense. But this would also, of course, be an amazing crafting hall because it is so big. So even your bigger structures could easily fit inside. Then if we follow these stairs, we'll come to a little reading nook here. So this is perfect if you want to sort your blueprints. We have all the libraries here. We have a nice little place to hang out. We got some more gloons here on the pet displays as well, and a lovely window here. Again, the red glows to keep that kind of Lost Colony vibe going. Then the next layer here, we have some industrial forges so that we can do some over smelting. And then we have some sleep tech pods here. You could also, of course, just use a bed or a coffin to stay with the vampire theme of the map. But yeah, you just have a nice little corner for your, you know, your logout spot, your vault for your personal stuff, as well as a cryo fridge right there so that you have everything you need. We have some more storage options over here. And we also have a teleporter here if you want to teleport into your base. Up here, we have the medium teleporter again, so you can teleport your gathering tames right up here where the replicator is, where the dedicated storage is, a bunch of other storage as well, and even more room for breeding activities if you want to, or of course, you can change this all into storage if you need more room for that. But yeah, you can see plenty of Veilwind action going on here with both of its evolutions nicely lined up. And then on the other side we have more. We have some Thylas, in this case the paleo variant, because they look so much cooler. And then we also have a Gigantoraptor here, but also some crafting. As you can see, there's definitely loads of spaces around this base. And then we have some nice tall windows here, of course, to give those vibes. We're now in the main tower in the middle of the base, as you can see. But yeah, loads of space. No matter what you want to do in this base, you'll be able to do so. Then the next layer, we have a little bit of the kitchen going on here. We have our power source, which powers the entire base, which is quite convenient. Then off to this side, we have some snow owl parking. So that's what I made it to be. Of course, you could definitely do other things here. You have not a very wide room, but you still have a decent amount of space, and it's a quite tall room, so you could even add in another layer, although if you're an official, that will definitely cause you to hit the structure limit, so you might not want to do this. But yeah, this has a nice balcony, so this would be perfect for flying in and out of your base with your snow owls, desmodas, or even RGs, of course, bringing your gathering tames easily inside of the main crafting hall, and of course enjoy some pretty incredible views of your surroundings. And then if we go to the other side, of course, we have a similar room like this, but in this case we'll have desmodas here, so again, easy spot to park some flyers. Also a little cryo spot, you know, if you quickly want to grab some stuff before heading out. And again, a balcony, so you can easily fly in and out of the base, park the flyers here, and then, you know, have your nice views and accessibility to the rest of your base with, again, more beautiful tall windows all around you. But we can continue to go up even further. We have another layer here which has more storage and more crafting available for all of your needs, and actually is quite tall, so you could potentially have even more here. And instead of the roof, you could actually also keep a flat roof if you want to have the trap tower up on the middle. I suppose that could be quite cool, especially maybe if you can find a cool skin for the trap tower that matches the vibe. Maybe one day we'll have some more Gothic cosmetics that might do something like that. But yeah, I think it makes for quite a nice base. Again, if you want to add more layers, you'll have to not be unofficial, because that limit will not allow that. I think pretty much everything in here should be possible. You might need to remove a few details. I haven't checked the limit after I was done in doing the interior, so adding all the structures. But before that, we were clear of the limit. So you can definitely do it, but you could easily remove some details like this, like the railings on the inside you could remove and only have them on the outside, of course. You could probably get rid of a few pillars here and there. You could have some of these slope walls here that we have as design features. Probably could get rid of those. So there's definitely a few things that you could reduce to get closer or get more on the limit. And of course, if you start kind of building from the middle outward, especially with your interior decorations, you'll be able to hopefully get away with some of it. But yeah, it makes for a really cool base, a really big base, of course, but definitely one very fitting for the Lost Colony map and the Lost Colony vibes. And I think it is my favorite build I've done here on Lost Colony so far. I'm really happy with the way that this one turned out. So hopefully you guys like it as well. Let me know down in the comments below if you want to see a full step-by-step build tutorial. I'll probably try to work on that pretty soon, but it is a rather big build, so it might take me some time to get that all done, because it's not only a big build but also a rather detailed build, so it will take some time to make sure that the tutorial is nice and easy to follow. Anyway, as always, if you enjoy seeing these types of build videos and you want to continue to see more, make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and of course, feel free to leave a comment down below with a suggestion for something you would like to see me build in the future. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video or the next stream. For now, goodbye.